Hey guys, and welcome back to Marvel Theory. Thor, space sharks, wow. I'm so excited by today's news. One of the really awesome parts of reading comics is watching absolutely ludicrous situations pop up in panel after panel. Oftentimes, writers create entire worlds with bizarre laws, characters, and creatures, but because it all makes sense in the context of the established rules of the universe, we don't really judge it too harshly. And, as fate would have it, after a writer works so hard creating a fully actualized world, another writer will hop on the comic book series and throw random zombified versions of characters in, or talking, teleporting dogs, or space sharks. This is kind of relevant with the sequel trilogy in Star Wars too. And that's what we're here to talk about today. Not Star Wars, but Marvel. Taika Waititi recently shared some news about the sequel to Thor Ragnarok, which is curiously titled Thor Love and Thunder, and that wild director hinted at space sharks in the film. I know a thing or two about these creatures, so I'm going to tell you all about them, and my biggest guess for their appearance in Thor Love and Thunder. But before we get started, I'd really appreciate if you like and subscribe. I'm really trying to grow this channel, and I love doing these videos, so go ahead and sub if you haven't, and like if you're enjoying the video and the content. Alright, so space sharks are actually termed star sharks in the Marvel comics, much like the name implies. They're sharks that live in space. They can range in size from just another oversized great white to a giant behemoth. Giant versions of star sharks were used to create the Chitauri's Leviathans, which were similar to what we saw in the invasion of New York in 2012's Avengers. Star sharks are different than normal sharks in a few pretty notable ways, but the important one is this: they eat gods. That's right. In the comics, there's a character named Gore the God Butcher. Just as Marvel named the Star Sharks in pretty obvious terms, Gore the God Butcher is pretty much what he sounds like. He's a supervillain who kills gods. Whenever he's disposed of a deity, he often throws them into low space orbit around his planet, where droves of Star Sharks feed on their bodies. In that series, the Star Sharks ended up in battle with Thor and were able to give him a run for his money, until a much older, much more powerful version of Thor defeated them. Now, what we know about Thor Love and Thunder is pretty slim, but it appears the main villain will be Dario Agger. He's a crazy billionaire whose industries pollute the earth. Oh, and he's a supervillain who turns into a minotaur. We also know that Jane Foster will transform into Thor, and that there are many other potential Mjolnir-wielding characters who might pop up, like Beta Ray Bill and Frog Thor. But besides all of that, the plot of the film is still a bit of a mystery. Even though Jane Foster's Thor and Dario Agger are planned to appear, we can't really depend on Taika Waititi crafting a faithful adaptation from the comics. After all, his last movie, Thor Ragnarok, was a complete amalgamation of several different stories. The whole central plot, being abandoned on a foreign planet and fighting to gain his freedom, was never a Thor story in the first place. In the comics, the hero from that story was actually the Hulk. So we can't really make any sound predictions about Waititi's plans. But I'm willing to bet this: Thor's going to ride a star shark. I guarantee it. Why am I so sure? Well, Thor's done it in the comics before, and it's one of the wackiest, coolest things that could possibly show up on the big screen. Really, can you think of anything better than watching Thor Odinson swinging around a massive Uru axe while riding a 50-foot space megalodon? Neither can I. I can't wait to see it on the silver screen. Well, that's the scoop for you guys today. Hope you get a kick out of it. Let me know what you guys think down below, and we can chat it up. I hope to see you guys on the next one. As always, remember, with great power comes great responsibility.